Hello. It's Thursday.
Woo!
Trying to.
Hello.
Bye bye bye.
And stream go.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Get your questions in now, folks.
Bye. Are you supposed to be going to bed?
Bedtime.
He's saying bye.
Yeah. You have to come with
Bye bye.
You have to come
Bye.
No, I think he's telling Meg to leave. He's like, bye.
He's like, us dudes are gonna hang out.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's gonna happen.
Bye. Okay, you.
Yes, you have to come with me.
Oh,
Come with me.
You're heavy.
Oh God. Oh. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Thursday. He assaulted me right before the start of the live stream, and I couldn't resist. Hello, everyone. It's Thursday, and somehow we've made it to another Thursday. Congratulations, everyone! You are still alive. Woohoo! Celebrate! I'm actually drinking tonight.
Yay!
I got
I got my
I need a glass of wine.
Me too.
I got my Ferrari glass, newly minted
Ooh.
Ferrari glass from the FCA.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Did
You know,
go
one
to
of these
like
ones.
an FCA event or something?
I had brunch and watched the F1 race with the president of the local chapter and a good friend who's next town over who has a 360, who has like a
I saw a
sick
picture.
setup.
where The two of yours were set next to each other.
Oh, I'll have to watch
Yes. Wait, was it a video you saw?
Video? Oh, I think maybe Josh thought it was a video.
that. Oh, somebody said I liked your video, so I maybe thought that was part of the video or something.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not sure which video he was talking about, but thank you.
Oh, okay.
In any case, yeah. So that he gave me these, and there's the Christmas party's coming up. Are you guys going, or the holiday party? Are you going to go to that?
There's
Dan?
there's an FCA dinner, Christmas party. That's one of the. There's a few FCA events that like I just don't like missing because they're fun, and that was one of them.
Yeah, I'll have to go to that one.
Oh yeah, did you join the FCA?
Yep.
Nice.
Sign up. Josh is coming. Meg is actually coming.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Allison and I are both going. It's fun.
Yeah.
We like going to the holiday dinner. It's
Oh,
good.
and did
It's a
you
good
see
time.
they're doing the Ferrari movie video, or they're doing a Ferrari movie
I
thing?
did. Yeah.
I signed
Oh,
up
what
for
are you
that.
guys doing for that, or the Austin chapter?
They have they've reserved the
rent it.
whole theater.
Yeah, they rented out the theater where they give us food and drinks and stuff, so it should be pretty cool.
That's what people are trying to do here too.
Yeah, it's
definitely.
it's my
It'll be
favorite
fun.
theater, so I was like, perfect, man, because it's at the movie house. I love the movie house.
Yeah.
Cool.
And most of you guys will be able to actually take your Ferraris in December to the theater
Yeah.
versus
Well,
here.
I won't be able to, but
No.
Yeah, right.
that's
Well,
a different problem because I don't have
mean-
a Ferrari.
I might have
You'll
to
take something.
Oh, boo-hoo, Tyler.
I may have to steal a Ferrari. I might have to borrow one from the dealership, or I could be the turd in the punch bowl and bring the Ford.
Yeah,
I
do
think
it.
that's your MO these days anyway, so.
I've always kind of been the turd in the punch bowl. I'm fine with that.
No, I mean with the GT40.
Oh yeah, well, I thought you meant disrupting the peace and serenity of all the other people.
Fellowship of Christian.
athletes. No.
Not quite.
Far from it. Far from it.
Yeah, they definitely aren't acting that way. Anyway, actually, Hugh had a great idea right before the live stream started. He said we should go find ads for cars that are just like stupid, like, way overpriced, terrible ad, clearly a scam, whatever, and just bring them up during the chat.
I like it.
We should
Yeah,
do
we
that
could do
during a
that.
live stream. So we should definitely do. If we get them, like, what we could do is take screenshots, and I could preload them into the system, and we can put them up on the screen and everything. So maybe I'll try and do that for next week, because that sounds really fun. Actually, it would be
Or
hilarious.
just talk shit about how crazy people
Yeah.
are on the prices.
Oh, dude, like.
I like it.
Also, I had an idea like 30 seconds before the live, inspired. Well, I should say, I'm stealing it from another YouTuber. It was brilliant, totally unrelated to cars, but I can translate it into cars, which is this dude does these skits where he acts out how people behave on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yes.
yeah, yeah, that was
I
really
think I've
funny.
seen that.
So I want to do that, and I want to do it for like Facebook Marketplace trying to sell a supercar. And I could literally take the actual Facebook posts that people send to me and just react, like he like changes, clothes and like puts on, costumes or whatever to look like the part. And then he just like acts out these different things. It's hilarious. I need to do that.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I endorse that.
Yes. I need to do that. That one would take some planning and like some actual cinematography and stuff instead of just like, holding the camera in front of your face, but that's okay.
It could be your series of YouTube shorts.
Yes. Or it could be, that could work too.
True.
I was about to say 450 grand for a Scud is like absurd.
Yeah.
But okay, a Pista for 450 grand. Is it salvage? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
But
Maybe a higher mile one, probably 450.
or like one with multiple accidents.
325 US dollar. So, which is still high for a Scud, right?
That's stupid low. Oh,
For a Scud?
yeah. For a Scud, that'd be very high. Yeah.
Yeah.
The high-end
he meant
Porsche
Pista,
market
okay.
has definitely come down significantly.
Yeah.
Our buddy Casey just got his GT3 RS allocation. That
Oh,
past
Oh yeah.
year. Yeah.
He's doing that game too. I thought he was
Oh, yeah.
sticking with the okay.
You gotta play all
Yep.
the games.
So, 360 Challenge Stradale or 430 Scud. 430 Scud all day long. The
I would
Scud
take
is
the Challenge Stradale.
Ooh.
Yeah, Josh, you and I are 360 guys.
I'm sorry. The
man.
Scud is a great car, but the 360 is way more rare. Just way cooler in my opinion.
what?
All right, we're gonna do split because I'm going Scud.
The Scud is obviously
There we go.
going to be a better driving car, a faster
But now
car,
we
more
have
powerful.
you and I have a data point: 430 Scud or 458 Speciale.
Well, Speciale hands down, no question.
But if you actually want to drive it, you probably want the Scud still, right?
If somebody said what you can pick any car, the price doesn't matter because I'm going to buy it for you, but you can never sell it, and so the value means absolutely nothing. Would
Yeah,
be
it
the
takes pressure
Speciale.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would just drive the crap out of it.
Nice.
what would you take?
Speciale.
Speciale, yeah.
Yeah, because if you have no concern about like it devaluing or whatever, you just drive it. You just drive it. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the Scuds are way undervalued right now. Like I feel like they are one of the like most absurd bargains in the Ferrari marketplace.
I don't know if I 100%
Dude,
agree with that.
I mean they're rarer than the Speciale, and like it's the last of the single clutch transmissions. It's more analog than the Speciale, and it is just a phenomenal car. I don't know. I feel like I mean, think about it. The Challenge Stradales are worth more in some cases than the Scud. Which
Well,
doesn't
they're more rare though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a little bit more rare.
They made fewer of them.
Well, isn't that why?
Was that?
That's why, right? That's why they're
That was like
more
the very first
valuable.
like true specialty Ferrari. I mean, they had
No,
like
no,
some
that's not
specialty ones
true.
before. Well, they had ones
355.
before that, but they were not.
The 355 they had the
Yeah, but
and the
the-
348. Believe it or not, the
They did.
348
they
had
did, but
actually,
they weren't like super lightweight. Like
Why don't people
carbon
talk about
fiber,
those ones?
everything.
because they're
you know.
super rare.
Okay,
they're
like
really
one
not-
like 50 or something.
They're
So, like,
really not that
they're-
much better than a stock one.
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
a
Like
regular
Like Sultan of Brunei rare. Like
Yeah.
one of one.
Yeah, right. No, there's the 348 Speciale. They actually had a
Mhm.
Speciale before the 458 Speciale. The 348 Speciale. Then there was the 355 Series Fiorano.
Or look that
And
up.
they only made 100 of the Series Fiorano.
We got offered one of those, didn't we?
Oh, shoot.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
good to see you driving, Melissa.
Thank you.
Driving with Melissa.
Oh, nice.
Is it actually Melissa, or it's more likely James on Melissa's account?
Yeah. Either way.
I mean,
Same.
hey,
Are they local? Are they local
no,
in
they're in
Austin?
Tennessee.
They've been in Dan's videos. He has the Jag collection.
Yeah, he's the Jag guy in Tennessee that we crash at his house every time we're coming through Tennessee.
Nice.
And then they make us amazing breakfast, and we're like, "This is the best place. This is the best bed and breakfast ever." Greg, I don't know, man. You have an opportunity that I can't afford.
Yeah, see, thinking about it
Scud is
still.
a great car, but I mean,
It's not the
I
Speciale.
can't hold a candle to the Speciale. I'm sorry.
No, the Speciale ruins you. It's that good. It's good. Yeah. I'm all for the 360 challenge for Dolly. I may be in the minority, but I think the 360 is one of the best looking Ferraris.
I agree with you. On
I
that,
agree.
actually.
Yeah.
See, I disagree.
The 360 and the 458 are.
See, I think the 430 looks better than the 360, but that's one of those where, like,
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
think so, but yeah.
See,
I think it's
see,
sharper.
360
It,
Go ahead, Gabe.
what, Tyler?
Oh,
Oh, I was
so
gonna say it's
360
sharper from the front. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but
Yeah.
not, but the rear and I think
you know what
you
my
can't beat the
problem-
rear of the 360.
My problem
Yeah.
with the 360 is the headlights.
Mm,
I hate
I
Yeah.
actually like the headlights.
yeah.
I
See,
like
the
the
360
Corvette.
came out
I
in
like
high
the
school for
C6
me.
headlights.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the poster car, you know. So.
Yeah.
dude, the 360. If you remember when when what's the stupid movie? God, why can't Fast and Furious came out? The 360 had just come out.
Yep.
And so if you remember the original Fast and Furious where they do like more than you can afford battle Ferrari, that was a 355
Yep.
Right, that's a
Yep.
355 Spider.
because they like 360s were really hard to get at that time when they made the movie.
Do you hate the F50 headlights? Because they're similar.
They're similar. To, I'm not,
360.
I like your angle, Gabe. I like your angle.
I mean, the F50 is not as good looking as the F40.
No, it is a pain. Like they fog up and like that's kind of a pain to deal with.
Mm.
I don't have any special tricks.
Here you go. Super G versus 430.
Ooh.
I mean, I would take the 430 over the Super G, but the Super G is a really, really fun car.
Well, the Super G is much cheaper than the Scud, too.
That's true. It's like half.
Yeah.
No, it's not half. It's probably 100,000 less.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, here you go. Dan, what are your consignment terms? I'm selling the 2020 350R with 3,300 miles.
I don't even know if we would really want to take that on.
Which one is the 350R?
It's the Shelby.
Oh, the GT350R. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, 3,300 miles. I mean, yeah, we could do a consignment on it. Well, so we haven't. The one thing we haven't figured out is how to do the pricing structure because we want it to be affordable, but we don't know like. So here's the problem: like most places are charging 7%, 8%.
7 to 10% is usually typical.
Yeah, we're thinking we want to target closer to 5%, but obviously, like cars that are only like when they're below $100,000 and you're only doing 5%, we're like the amount of effort to sell a car isn't really worth it at that point for us. So we might have to have like a floor of like a base price, and then or this. I don't know. Anyway, we're trying to figure out the pricing, but
We're thinking. I think our first thought is like 7% across the board. That's just it is what it is, and there's a minimum.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, like when you get to the really expensive cars, like 7% becomes absurd, and you know.
Yeah.
But
we
anyway,
could cap it. We could do it a maximum too.
yeah, maybe
could
that's
cap
it.
it.
You just cap it out.
That's probably the way to do it.
You say this much up to this many dollars or something like that. But then again, if you start getting to like the crazy expensive cars, the effort involved starts to like go up exponentially.
It does.
So like, I mean, having tried to buy that F40 for Fred, the amount of effort that goes into that, if someone were to like try and sell an F40 through us, which would be amazing, but I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm not doing that for less than like 50 grand because it's going to take us that much work to sell
Yeah.
that damn car
And
and
you have
vet
a
out
Tiered
everyone.
pricing.
Yeah. I think, but so okay, so I guess that's a great transition into the
Yeah.
consignment discussion. Thank you, Matt, for for kicking us right into the topic. Josh and I have been, so this is partly inspired by the current CNC crap going on. So, along with CNC motors, the funny thing about that is, even though CNC is obviously the one that like gets the biggest attention, since CNC motors, I've probably been solicited, I'm gonna say 50 times to call out dealerships doing bad consignment deals. Just emails, text messages, phone calls, whatever. Not all of them were fraud, but I would say there's been at least 5 to 10 dealerships that have committed fraud or some sort of bullshitty thing that I'm aware of. So this is rampant. Like, this happens a lot. Consignment deals have a lot of risk for the seller, and dealerships do shady crap all the time. So we need to talk to Fred and Speciality.
A little side combo going.
So we were gonna kind of go over some of the ideas we have, but before we bring up the ideas we have, I wanted to solicit ideas that you might have on how you could make consignments better. How can you make them, like, how can you make a consignment be low risk and something that everyone's happy with, right? Because here's the problem is, like, it's a double-edged sword. Everyone wants to do consignment because, oh, I get more money because the dealership doesn't take all the money. And the dealership's happy because, hey, we don't have to front the money. Like, that's, you know, we buy a lot of cars, but we're fronting all that money and we've got a ton of capital tied up in it. So obviously we like the idea of consignments because it costs us nothing up front. We still have the same amount of legwork. Like, it's the same amount of effort, but at least we're not tying up our capital and paying interest on the car.
Yeah.
Right. So for sure, you should always keep your title, no matter what, even if it's not us. If you're consigning a
Seller.
car, the seller should always hang on to the title. If a consign, like if the dealership says, "Oh, we want your title," tell them to piss off. There's absolutely no reason on earth to ever give up your title until the transaction is actually
until you have money in the bank.
Until you have money in the bank, do not give up your title.
Meaning the buyer has paid the dealer, has paid the seller, or
correct.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the crazy part, is even then shady crap happens.
Yeah.
So there's deals that I'm aware of where dealerships had possession of the car, did not have the title. Someone came to buy the car and they sold the car without telling the seller, without getting authorization. And part of the problem is, I think a lot of the contracts have in it power of attorney, and basically you're authorizing the dealership to do a transaction on your behalf. Even though the dealership might say, hey, we're not going to go below some number or whatever, if it's not specified in the contract, that doesn't mean they won't.
Okay, so yeah, where do things go wrong? So dealer sells it without telling the buyer.
Yes.
What are they trying to do with that? Like, what's the goal there?
They keep the money and never do the title work.
Well,
never pay the seller.
So they sell the car, keep the money, don't tell the seller.
Or what happens
is
they sell the car, keep the money, use that money to do some other thing, and then eventually pay the seller once they ask about the car, like months later or whatever, right? Or like, you know,
so they get a couple months interest off of it or whatever.
Right. They can use that money to float another car or you know, whatever in the meantime. So they're using that money to make more money instead of just having it go straight to the seller.
So I mean, there's got to be an automated way for the seller to know exactly when a deal goes through, or like visibility into the system.
So
when there's a buyer.
That thank you for saying that. You actually lead into one of the ideas we have. Was we thought, right, exactly. It's a free loan. This is exactly it. Like if you're a dealership, you sell this consignment car, all of a sudden you have, let's say I sell, Gabe's like, hey, consign my car. We're like, great. We take his 360 and then I sell it 2 weeks after we get it for $130,000. Gabe doesn't know I've sold it. I can use that 130. I bought another car, and then 2 weeks later, I sell that car, and then Gabe's like, "Hey, where's my money?" And I give him the 130. But in the meantime, I bought and sold another car and made another $20,000 or whatever, right?
Yeah, with his money. Yeah.
With his money, free loan. So dealerships are doing that crap.
And that's
a
not
lot.
good.
No, it's terrible. It's
We don't want
sketchy as
that.
hell.
Is there
Sketchy
any way that they can like go to the state and be like, oh, hey, they sold us this car, but we never got the title. Can they get the title reprinted?
Dealerships?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
even holding the title, you're not
well-
completely.
Well, it's not quite that easy, but
okay. Okay.
If you're willing to forge signatures and stuff, then you can get a title for any car.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. So depending on your level of shadiness.
Right.
Then we got a different problem, right?
Yeah.
oh, I have to pull this up real quick. 4 posts don't have to be bolted to the floor, so that is actually irrelevant.
Yep.
It's not true at all. So no, this is actually not true at all. Sellers are not at fault here, because what are you doing? Like going and checking on the car every day? I mean, the dealership might be hours away drive or whatever.
And honestly, you could sign a contract with a dealer that is fine, but they don't. I mean, if they're doing illegal stuff, they're not going to follow that contract.
Right.
You might as well run it through the paper shredder. It doesn't mean anything. If they're going to steal from you, it doesn't matter.
Oops.
Yep.
Yeah. So one of the thoughts we had was we were thinking, what if we put up webcams and they specifically pointed at your car, and every time you can sign a car, we park your car in the exact same spot in our shop, and the webcam's always on it, so you can always see your car. So you know if the car is there or not. Along with that, another idea. I see Tyler going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
That-
a buzz
Open
in that one.
webcams are
We-
infosec like nightmares.
Oh,
I mean-
it's pointed at a car. Like, what are they going to steal? Oh,
Well,
cool. There's a car.
And
you
and
never
it could
know.
be sold but still not delivered or touched for months, right?
yeah, I mean, so
True.
that's true. Okay, I mean, this is why we wanted to bring it
But
up.
that's why we talk about it, right? That's just
Poke holes in our thinking, right? Yeah. One of the other thoughts we had was, and this one's like a little bit more interesting, is you could theoretically get a lockbox that's Wi-Fi connected for each key, so that every time you open the lockbox, it notifies the seller, hey, we're accessing your key. And theoretically, that means, hey, they could ask you, why is my car being accessed? Why is my key being accessed? Right? Which should, I mean, that's something that should be happening anyway. Like, hey, we're test driving your car or whatever.
Fred, he loves these ideas.
No, come on. All right. Point out better ideas. I'm open to better ideas. Newport wants 12%. Holy crap.
Wow, that's really high.
Yeah,
Jeez.
crazy.
That's insane.
No wonder Ferrari of Austin's cars are so expensive.
Yeah, right? All right. So one person says that webcam idea is great, but
You're also on like
It's like,
line of sight.
Why does that fly keep flying by the same spot every 5 minutes?
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, Okay, here we go.
But you're
Hold on.
trying to give the seller visibility into the process.
Actually, yeah, Mario's idea is pretty dang good. Like,
Hold on,
Let
make
me,
the.
let me explain
Yeah.
how this works real quick.
What?
Go ahead.
What?
This comment that just got put up. Yes, you can do that, but the car that you want has to be selected already, because the trade-in has to happen while the new car is in inventory. If that makes sense. Like, you can't trade a car in on a car that I don't currently own, or the dealer doesn't currently own. So if you wanted a car, we would have to go out and find it and buy it, and then we could do the paperwork to show it as a trade-in.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So the AirTag thing is good, but I mean, theoretically, like, you can identify that there's an AirTag on the car and whatever.
Yeah, but
I mean-
if you require the seller to, if you're holding the car, the seller must include some sort of tracking device on it. Make it seller's problem.
Or we provide a tracking device that they get access to. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Here's a question then: is as a seller, are you that can? Well, yeah, that's I don't know. I'm just going over all the different scenarios of crazy crap I've heard so far, and
Oh, for sure.
like, and how that plays out. Because the problem is like, unless you like geofence it, right?
We're getting
Because-
ridiculous now.
Just because, well, because just
That's the
because
fun
you
of
have
this,
a
right?
like, just because you have a tracking device in the car doesn't mean you're watching it all the time. And so, an example I'm aware of, the car was sold and went to another state, and they had tracking devices in it, but they didn't realize it for over a week because they don't check their shit every day. Like, you just think,
Yeah.
oh, my car's at the dealership.
Yeah, so it's
whatever.
got to be geofenced where it notifies somehow.
Yeah.
We can also
So you
buy
can't-
GPS wireless GPS trackers and install them
So-
in the cars.
There's a huge flaw in the broker concept, which is people want the tax advantage. And like, if we're facilitating the transaction and it's not going through us, then that means we have to, there's sometimes people don't necessarily want to be involved in the transaction. They just want a simple.
Well, the problem with that is, all of that doesn't matter because it's illegal for a licensed dealer to do that. We
That's
can't
true.
So there's no-
facilitate a private party sale. It has to go through the dealer. If we have a car at our facility where our dealer license is,
we have to buy it.
we have to own it, or it has to be on a consignment with a written consignment agreement.
Yeah.
It
So
can't be a-
why can't the consignment agreements have a stipulation where if it sells,
So
then you
here-
have to tell the seller within a certain amount of time?
That's
we
how
will.
the contracts are, but people ignore it.
Yeah. If
Well, so
no,
then
we're not
there's
talking
a
about Dan
different-
Josh, but we're talking about shady dealers that
Yeah.
There's a different
I mean,
problem in the
this-
business then.
And this
'Cause here-
doesn't
here-
work either. We have to have the cars there. If we're going to
Yeah.
sell a car, I'm not going to sell a car that we can't have at the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to do that.
No, like, oh, hey, take me like someone, like literally this happens all the time. Hey, I'm interested in this car. Get me a picture of this, or, show me a video of you walking around that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what are we
What
supposed
about the
to do? Like,
speciale?
so
Are you-
that one,
was
that's an experiment.
Okay.
that we only did that one because he's local, and we can go
Okay.
get the car easily if we need to.
And we kind of
And
basically
it's
said,
it's $500,000.
Yeah.
yeah.
All true.
are you trying to create a way to promote yourselves as different? Maybe. We're just trying to figure out how can we do consignments better, and hopefully make that so that people want to consign with us because they're more comfortable with us.
Our insurance won't change because we require the seller to keep full insurance on their car while we have it.
Yeah. And actually, our insurance does require us to note that we do consignments.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Um,
our
so-
insurance will cover the car in worst case scenario if it's on a test drive and we're with the test drive and something happens, it'll
Yep.
cover it.
Sorry, just joined. How much is the standard consignment rate? We've usually seen somewhere in the like 7 to 10% range, 7 to 9. But apparently, Fred was saying Ferrari wanted 12. So yeah, I don't know. It's strange, right? Make consignments great again. We just want to make them honest.
Slow clap for that one.
What are the other problems? So that's the main one. They're not telling the sellers. Are there
So
other
here's the
things?
problem: is like people they do shady things with the deals, and so like the contract, like for example, California law states that in a consignment they don't have to pay the seller for 20 days. So that gives 20 days for the dealerships to do shady crap with your money. And the reason, like, to be fair, like people are gonna go, wow, like 20 days, that's stupid. But it's like, well, what happens if they have a lien,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you gotta have time to actually get your money to pay them out.
Right. And so that's where it gets complicated. Like in a normal,
You going to bed?
in an ideal transaction, right?
Good morning.
Seller has a title. Seller
you,
consigns
buddy.
car with dealership. Dealership takes possession of car. Buyer wants the car, checks out the car. pays the dealership pays the seller, buyer takes the car, title gets transferred to the dealership transfers title to buyer, right? But obviously, once you start adding in liens and all sorts of shit, the reality of it becomes way more complicated.
Yeah, and many consignments happening at one time, right? That's where it gets
And then,
messy.
and then that's where dealerships get weird, is when they start having multiple consignments and different deals and whatever and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, BAT can sell cars virtually because they don't have a dealer's license
well, they're not doing
or a
the,
location.
they're not even facilitating the transaction.
Yeah, and they're not facilitating the
They're just playing
transaction,
matchmaker.
which
I
is
mean,
crazy because they take the percentage they take is insane. For you don't get any kind of protection or anything out of a BAT sale.
Nope.
Wow.
Nothing.
Literally all they do is they're selling the buyer's information to the seller.
Yep.
That's it. And then
I mean,
they charge you
it-
$5,000 or whatever.
It's hard. It's hard to come up with a solution when the problem is that people are just being dishonest and breaking contracts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you fix that.
Yeah.
The problem
Right.
is it's mostly civil stuff, so there's nothing legally you can do other than sue them if you get screwed.
Yeah, this is actually a legitimate problem too. If you have insurance, like your insurance may not cover your car when it's consigned.
Yeah.
You got to
Mm.
check into your insurance company. And so that's the most crazy part about the whole CNC thing, is that it was a civil matter. It was a contract violation. So basically no one got paid out by their insurance because it wasn't a stolen car.
Mm.
It's like CNC violated the contract. So it's a civil dispute. So the insurance companies did not pay out these people when their cars went missing. So it's,
Did the buyers get screwed on that too? Like, did they never get the titles?
yeah. Yes, exactly.
Didn't that happen to Matt?
That's
the
what happened to
360 guy?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
you have a car with no title, you can't register it, you can't get license plates.
So
Really?
this is
Yeah.
the catch, right? Yes, you're right. Reputation is the biggest ally, but CNC had a great reputation.
Until they didn't. Yep.
And so and all these companies that I've heard of, that people reached out to me, oh man, like all these people had all these great transactions and all this stuff and blah blah blah, until they didn't. So it's like, how do you do this? Like, I obviously we're trying to solve it for us, but it's more like, how do you change this whole thing? Like, the whole process is absurd.
It is.
I mean, me personally, I would never consign a car. That is my solution. Like, I will sell my car, and that the problem is everyone wants the top dollar. Everyone's greedy and wants the most money, and consignments generally get you the most money. Not always, but that's why trade-ins, like when you sell the car to the dealership, everyone bitches. Well, it's like, guess what? The dealership's taking on a ton of risk. That's why they need the car at a lower number, but no one wants to pay that, or they want the full value. So
Steve's comment's pretty good.
if there are Italian cars and the contract is broken, can't you just send your guys to break some knees and work out the payment plan?
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean,
I know some guys.
I got a guy. I got a guy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the freaking webcam idea is still the best, but you got to figure out a way to, I don't know, not overwhelm your internet so that you're,
True.
you need
Well,
your internet to work for your business.
That's the link is only going to be available to the seller. It's not like anybody can go on and look at it.
Yeah.
True.
It's
It's
a
gotta be
valid point.
It's
This
got
is
to be a
valid-
system that has no audio going through, because you want to be able to have conversations in your own business.
Right.
Yeah. Here's your answer. Right?
Yeah, this is truly it. Like, what would I want if I were to consign a car?
Would it be? Here's another bad idea. The potential buyer has to reach out to the seller first. I know part of the thing is the seller doesn't want to have to deal with it.
That's the
Oh,
thing.
they can't.
That's the reason people want to consign cars is they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
True. Yes, that's fair.
And so that's the whole thing is you're paying the dealership to do all the marketing, all the legwork, all the bull crap, all that stuff, right? To what?
Fred
wants
wants
to
to be
join.
patched.
Huh?
Fred wants to join the conversation.
Oh, he wants in.
Fred just can't hold his tongue tonight.
Okay. All right, hold on. Sorry. I'll email it to you in a second, Fred. Okay.
No, it's too late now, Fred. You can't back out.
He's plastered. Oh, jeez.
I'm plastered. Oh, great. You better have good webcam stuff going, man.
He's gonna have like neon lights flashing in the background.
Yeah.
Well, if it's worth the crap, I could sign with two places: Ferrari of Atlanta and you, no one else. I mean, that makes me feel a little good.
I feel like you'd pick Ferrari of Atlanta first. way more convenient for you.
Yeah, it is a little
Is,
bit more
Is
convenient.
Ferrari doing that crap too?
They're not generally violating contracts like that. I mean,
The problem with Ferrari is they, and I know this because one of our friends has a few cars consigned with a Ferrari dealer. They get to set the price and when the price drops and all that. And their prices are usually higher than anything else. So he's had cars sitting at a dealership for 6 months that aren't selling.
and they'll start charging you for storage.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Really?
They'll charge you every time they wash the car.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's on them
seriously.
for not selling it. They're charging you.
Jeez.
Well, you know, they're just relying on the fact that they're
That's
a car dealer.
crazy.
They gotta
Yeah.
make money. I get it.
You guys offer consultation services. Why not services to sell it on Bring a Trailer? They get to keep the car. You just list it on Bring a Trailer. I mean, that does not sound appealing at all to me. Like, I don't want to listing cars on Bring a Trailer is a pain in the ass. Every time that Josh and I have to put a car up on Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids, we're like dreading it. It's horrible.
It does suck.
And the other thing
And-
is, like, it's not this panacea that everyone thinks it is. You don't necessarily get a good value on Bring a Trailer. They beat you up to list it for the lowest thing you can. Oh, here's Fred. What is it? Do you have any
Oh.
light? What the
Silhouette Fred.
You're
Well,
a
look.
shadow.
Dan, I don't have retina burners like you do.
Well, put in some lights.
Yeah, you don't have any light at
gotta-
all, Fred.
You gotta do it.
Here.
You're doing the like
Not
witness
better?
protection. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
a little
better.
better. Oh,
It's
because
better.
face.
Do you know what I'm
Yes, we
drinking?
see your car.
I think that car needs a blue stripe down the middle, Fred.
Yeah.
No. We'll leave her alone. That's
He
Rita.
needs a friend with a blue stripe.
Yes. But what would I call my especiale? Assuming I was to buy that.
Special.
Nadine.
Nadine.
Nadine. Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's Russian, isn't it?
So what? There's a lot of
Okay.
Russian names you don't know about, like Olga.
That's a sexy name.
Olga's
Svetlana?
terrible.
I dated a Svetlana recently. Oh, she
Is
was
that the guy holding the bottle of lube at the end of? Yes, that is.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
it is.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
him.
here. Let's see if I have a bottle of it right now.
It looks like his dogs live in the garage.
They have a kennel thing in the garage. There it is.
Magic lube. You know
God,
what?
your audio is terrible.
Is it really?
hmm
I mean, it's very muffled and quiet.
Oh,
Are you using like a built-in microphone or something?
yeah. It's a sucky, stupid computer that I have in my garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. We can still hear you.
Yeah.
It's just quiet.
What you up to, Fred?
Okay. Look. I don't have to talk. Just drink it in.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
Where's your F8? A little to the left.
Over there.
Yeah, here. Look. There it is. Right over there.
There it
Ah.
is.
It's not under plastic. Yay!
No, I don't do that all the time. I was
All the
only
time.
doing that because I was sanding the garage.
Ah, okay.
feel like
Wait.
It looks like
Oh,
the
go ahead.
408's covered in dust.
Yeah, it is, and dog hair. I have to
Oh,
wash it. Dude, it doesn't take much long for that to happen.
Speaking of plastic, is it bad? I'm doing insulation fiberglass bats, and the little stuff is flying around in the garage. Is that bad for the car?
just wash it when you're done.
No,
Just blow it off.
You wouldn't want to wipe the car down if there's any
Right.
on there. It'll scratch
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
just blow it off.
I blew it off.
Yeah.
But
That's fine.
okay.
Just don't use those dusters.
Oh, never.
Yeah,
Never.
that scratches
Yeah,
your car.
California dusters.
Where do you get your plastic wrap?
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, just get it from
Oh,
Amazon.
yeah, dude. They're like car condoms.
Car condoms.
Just any one? It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
I
and
think
they
the ones
have
we
the
buy are like
the
$2,
China
$3
special too
each.
that you can get,
Okay.
which is kind of like a knockoff of the car condom.
I like this. Coming from the horse's mouth, Fred, you should really consolidate both cars into a speciale, unless you're putting more miles than you used to.
Hey, ask him how many miles are on his F8.
Oh God.
You guys want to know?
Yes.
Hold on. Oh shit! You know what? I've got my key. Well, I know already. 415.
So Dan is still probably put
1,000?
more.
Huh?
Jeez.
No, you know what? I just recently took it to service, and the Darko, who is the service manager over there, he's all like, "Fred, do you even drive this car?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, it's nothing special. It's just an F8 Spider.
Oh.
It's not gonna go up in value, Fred.
That's what he
That's what he's
said.
saying.
Are you worried about mileage? Go enjoy this car. If you're really worried about stuff like that, buy a Pista or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, dude, I'm busy. He's like, well, everybody else is busy. He said, this guy that comes in with an F40 is really busy too, and he's got like over 40,000 miles on his car.
Well, they're
What are you
also
trying to
made in
say?
1989.
He's trying to tell you to drive your damn car.
Possibly, yeah. He's
you
like,
realize-
these things, they rot. You're gonna have problems.
415 miles. I think I've driven 200 of those 400.
I know, right? Remember when we showed up to that place? He's all like, that guy's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And then he goes up and he's like, "Wow, nice Ferraris."
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, they're both his.
He's like, "Yours? Oh, that's cool." He was like, "Oh, is that the new F8?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure is, baby."
It's still like new.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I know. I gotta do like a little road trip or something with it.
Yeah, bring that out here.
Yeah, Fred.
Dude, why
Come
don't
to
you
the East Coast.
drive that sucker out here?
Yeah.
Or I'll just have it shipped over there, then we can just go on drives and stuff.
That's not
Do
the
it.
I
point.
don't want, dude. You've driven through from Austin all the way to Los Angeles. Would you really drive that trip with no PPF? I have no PPF.
Oh, well, I'd put a PPF on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put a PPF on it.
Well, what I'll do is I'll bring it out there and have Brad do it.
Okay. Well, then ship it out here, have Brad put a PPF on it, and then drive it home.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I'll ship it back again.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you could
Dude,
drive it
there's
to
a
your new
lot of
house that
crap
you
on
buy
those
here.
roads, man. I mean,
Yeah.
all it's going to take is just to not hit something or whatever, and you've got like $10,000 worth of damage.
Yeah, well, that's part of the risk of actually enjoying the car.
Yep.
That's true.
You saw Dan's front lip. That was a lot of scrapage.
Yeah, holy cow.
I mean,
That's-
how much?
was-
I probably caused $40,000 in damage to my cars just driving them down the road.
Dude, that was ridiculous when I saw that. But what's cool is that you OEM'd your own front scrape guards. That's badass.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That
Is
was
it gonna
actually
have your name on
accidental.
it when it ships to people?
Not yet. We're gonna have to add some stickers and stuff to it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What's up, Ty?
Who?
Yeah, you talking to me or in the comments?
Ty?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You're getting oddly close to the camera, Fred. It's kind of creeping me out.
Sorry, how's this?
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
shit.
Too funny. Yeah.
stuff.
Honestly, so I don't want to do the tour of Colorado again, but if Fred were to actually come on a tour of Colorado, I would do it again just to
Yeah,
have. Fred.
bullshit.
Hell yeah.
You're going to hinge the whole trip on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I
would do
support
that.
this.
I feel special.
He's pretty confident you're not going to do it, Fred.
Exactly.
Prove him wrong, Fred. Prove him wrong.
Oh damn!
John, that's pretty cold, dude.
That's a sick burn.
Fred, would you marry a supermodel and 2 years later she'd be a what?
Oh, no.
Oh, come on, man. Dude,
Wouldn't even have ridden it.
Dude,
I'm pretty
John,
sure
I'd take her virginity from across the street.
But you wouldn't take her in your 458 or your
But
F8.
you would never get a ride in that F8.
You know what? Chicks don't care about these cars. Only
True.
like certain women care about
That's very
it.
true.
They only want to be seen in it. They don't care about the car. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fred, you took so much risk starting and running your own company. I bet this risk is not that bad.
Okay.
True.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I can write a book about having your own business. You guys know.
Oh yeah,
Horrible. It's horrible. And the
it's
first
stressful.
5 years sucks balls.
Mm.
You know, it's like
Yes.
after the 10th year is when things really get rolling.
After 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. And then you know the right people, you grease the right people. Did I say that? Oh. And then you know,
I like this question. Who has more money, Fred or Loper?
Loper. Everyone has more money than I do. This is all bullshit.
You know what?
All on a
Loper
credit
might,
card.
just because Loper's wife makes a shitload of money too.
Mm. Yeah, but I got to tell you something about women's money. You never get any of it.
True.
My ex-wife. I mean, come on. She made like $800,000 a year. She was spending my money. Go figure.
We should. Oh, I like this idea. I think we should get a group together to Airbnb the Obsessed Garage House and do some.
Oh, that would be
driving.
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm down
He's
for that.
putting his house up?
He has the one in Georgia that's for rent.
Oh.
So we
So
Airbnb it.
David is asking Fred, is that a lift master? Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Best lift master money can buy.
No, it's not. You got the side mounts.
Yeah, side
No,
mounts are the best.
I don't have those.
I know. I'm saying you could for best
I could,
money.
but those work, and I'm going to have them until they poop out.
Yeah,
Dude, I even
Yeah.
wanted yours. Remember, Dan?
I know.
And you were like, sorry, threw them away.
Yeah.
I just had to replace the spring in my garage door.
Oh, look at this. Hugh said that
I
everything,
did too, actually.
everything in
Tyler.
Dangerous work,
California is fake. Oh,
Everything in
Hugh,
California is fake.
No.
It's yeah,
I'll
that's
tell
true.
you something. You know,
Fred's real.
yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
I've
outside
been
of
there.
Fred-
It's actually
I've been there. It's a real place.
There is a lot of fake things there,
There
especially
are.
things on people, on females.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I swear, like you go downtown Austin on a hot summer's day.
Well, they're all from California, so
Well,
Oh,
it used to not, Dan. It used to not be like that.
I know. Well, no, I don't know, man. When I moved here, it was like, wow, there's a lot of attractive people here.
They've changed.
It's gotten worse.
It's gotten bad.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. You know, okay. I do want to figure out some sort of drive. I want to do, so like, you know, back in the day before, I don't know, probably 4 years ago, whatever, I did a bunch of like rallies and drives and whatever, and, you know, multi-day drives and stuff. I want to do something like that in the GT40 before I get rid of it,
yeah, that'd be cool.
just because it's so absurd.
You're going to get rid of it?
Well, I'm gonna give every car I buy is only temporary.
That's true. That's true. You like to, you know, try them out. Have
I
fun
like
with them.
variety is the spice.
That
of
is
life.
an awesome car, though.
I will say this: it is my favorite car I've ever owned.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
cool.
it truly. I actually like it more than I liked my 458.
Do you know what I actually did? I went online.
Mhm.
This is how cool of a friend I am. Anyways, I went online and found a Revell model. I was going to build you a model of the
Ah.
GT40,
Ooh.
Nice.
but then I got high. I said, "Ah, hell with it."
I was gonna go to work.
Yeah.
No, I still might consider it, but if you're thinking about getting rid of it, then oh hey, there's Kevin. Hey Kevin.
Where's Kevin?
Yeah, we're
Who? What?
Kevin Manning?
your thing's far
Remember Kevin?
behind.
Kevin.
Yes.
Yeah, we know Kevin.
Remember he came on the little drive with us after the little thing.
He hasn't
Yeah.
commented in a while though.
Yeah.
He was here.
I don't know where your screen's at, Fred. but-
Kevin, don't
Fred,
worry
have
about it. Dan forgot about me for like 3-4 months after I met him.
I agree. I agree with this statement.
Yeah, it's true.
Fred, who are you? I'm like, I'm
Fred
Fred.
who?
Yeah, we definitely needed to go out to like at least do the Twisted Sisters, but I mean, I
Yeah.
prefer to do a
Cool.
multi-day thing. I
That'd be
kind of
cool.
really want to do that, but I know that would be some suffering. Like that is suffering in that car.
You're gonna need like headphones and earplugs and
yeah,
yeah.
it is. The other thing I thought about, like some people were like, "Oh, you should take the GT40 on a tour of Colorado next year." I'm like, dude, you realize where am I gonna put my bag?
yeah.
Like I'd have to put shit in the passenger seat because that's literally the only thing.
You'd have a support
Mhm.
truck again.
That's right. It has no
Support-
storage,
yeah.
huh?
Zero storage.
You know what totally blew my mind? All that oil. That's a deep sump.
Yeah, it's a big pan. I think it's like an
Mm.
8-quart pan or something.
Wow. Well, I guess you need it. It's not dry sump, so.
No, it's not a dry sump.
Do they do dry sump on those cars?
I think maybe they do, but I don't know. I'm not aware of any off the top of my head. But I'll be the support vehicle and drive ahead.
You won't have fun, Kevin.
Yeah,
That's the problem. If you want to have fun,
yeah,
that
it's
takes
tough.
it out of it.
We had a support vehicle the first year, and was it no second year?
Second year.
Second year.
It's the year I was there.
First year I went. Yeah.
Yeah, second year, and it was okay. I mean, it was nice, like not having to have bags in your car and stuff. You don't have to
Yeah,
worry
sure.
about shit.
It was super nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
where
room
did
for
everyone
Gabe.
put their suitcases?
There's room for you to flop between cars. Like,
Where did everyone put their stuff the first year? Because
in their
that
cars.
that your
in the
trailer was
third year.
full, I thought.
First and third year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking about the trip, and I think we should do it again.
Oh God, no.
I mean, it's
Tour-
easy for us to say,
Yeah.
but obviously Dan's the one that bears all the brunt of it.
the tour should be once every 3 to 5 years. Then you're gonna want to do it again. People are gonna want to go again.
I mean, I'll admit it is so fun, but for me it is so stressful.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the stress like during the event itself. It's not that stressful, right? Because like whatever, like there's some stuff that happens during the event that's like a little bit stressful. Like we have detours and whatever, like I don't know, some stupid shit that's just you didn't plan for.
Yeah, angry hosts, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah, I don't know. But the planning to get to it, the trying to get people to pay,
Yeah.
like trying to find enough people to make it worth your money, like the stress of, because as soon as I start committing to those companies, they want their money. Like if you call up a hotel and say, "Hey, I need 10 rooms,"
Yeah,
they're like,
pay
"Sure, give us all the money up front." Like they
Mhm.
don't let you like, "Oh, sure, pay at the last minute," right? Now the weird thing is because we've done it 3 years we did it 3 years in a row. The one hotel we stay at doesn't charge me until after. But even then, like trying to budget all this stuff, like think about it. Every day you have to figure out 3 meals for 10 plus people. You have to have a route, you have to have stopping points, you have to have fueling points, you have to have scenery.
Yep.
If you're going into a national park, you have to have payment for that. If you're, like all this contingencies for what happens if a car breaks down, what happens if a road is closed, what happens, all that stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And then 2 of the 3 years we didn't make any money. In fact, we lost money the first 2 years. And the third year we made like maybe $1,000 or something.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Whatever
We all know
happened-
it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Whatever happened to the whole drive tank thing?
I mean, that was being organized by the FCA San Antonio,
Oh,
and they stopped it after the incident.
yeah.
Hmm.
But nothing happened.
No, stuff happened. We've talked about it. We haven't said who.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. That was
Yeah.
shocking. I was
I know.
shocked.
I never exactly said exactly what happened.
Yeah, but it was shocking. It was really shocking.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
No, I mean that would be the other problem is like for us to organize a drive tanks thing would be pretty expensive.
Like how much?
I mean, each person would probably have to cough up like $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay. What if it was subsidized?
But then it's all a la carte, right? All the guns and shooting. You just pick what you want when you're there.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it is. No, you literally
Yeah.
can walk
That's
up to the
pretty-
wall
that's
of
pretty damn
guns
cool.
and be like, "I want to shoot that gun and that gun."
But
Yeah,
it's like times 10. Like I want this tank. No, I don't want that tank. I want that tank instead.
Well, the tanks are. Yeah, you can be like, "Yeah, I want to drive this tank," but it's like thousands of dollars to drive a tank.
Yep. So where's the drive we can do locally that doesn't need so much like setup? Like they still be 3 days or something.
Like you could do a drive out to the Twisted Sisters and Uvalde and all that stuff, and just stay at like a hotel or an Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't take a ton. But the
Yeah, I
roads
mean-
are going to be less than amazing compared to.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean,
Can't
they're
beat those
cool.
Colorado roads.
Don't get me wrong; those are some really fun roads.
Yeah.
But honestly, from my perspective, like thinking about those roads in the GT40, I'm like, that car is going to get beat to shit.
That's a good point.
Casey's right. The roads in Northwest Arkansas, the Ozarks, are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey's there. You know what? My messages aren't updating. Hey, Casey.
Yeah, Smokies. I mean, yeah, the
Smoky Mountains would be good too. Yeah, there's
rent the
roads are
OG
great.
house. Yeah, do the tail. I mean,
Honestly, I felt like
Where is he?
I've heard. So when I did the FCA Biltmore experience, all the people that lived out there said that the Tail of the Dragon sucks compared to the roads that we took
interesting.
because there's way less traffic on the roads we took, and actually it's way longer with way more turns.
Are you talking about Colorado?
No, this
believe
was
it.
out in
Asheville?
Tennessee, Kentucky,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, we talked about doing that last time if we
So
were to
here was-
do another trip like that.
Here's the big problem: is like those routes. I don't know any of them, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we'd have to have someone scout the routes and whatever. That was the cool thing about doing the tour of Colorado is my brother literally was like,
Yeah.
"Here, let me plan you a route."
Yep.
I've driven all of these roads, so it's pretty like, because honestly, you really have to go out and drive the roads before you can, send a bunch of very expensive cars at very high speed down this road.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point.
Could you
Safely.
guys see me?
Not
Yeah.
very well, but
We
yeah.
can see you.
You
Oh,
look like a
okay.
raccoon.
No,
You have
come
black-
on.
you have-
Seriously?
Yeah, you have black eyes. Yeah.
Casey said you look like a cop.
Yeah,
Ah! Everyone's saying that I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. Come on. David
Officer
just-
Fred in the house.
everyone's texting me. Your
Yeah.
shit looks
So,
dark.
so one of the differences, Dan, that I know you do and you stress about is like, even during the drive, you're making sure no one's getting lost or left behind. Things that other rallies aren't doing. It's just like, here's the endpoint. Good luck. Get there.
True.
So I know that adds even more stress onto your plate in doing these things. So,
Yeah.
but I also say I appreciate that. Like, if you don't all of a sudden show back up to the group, someone's gonna turn around and come find you.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you know.
when I did the tour, I wanted to do it the way I felt like these drives should go because I've done so many drives and I've
Yeah.
had drives that are, hey, you're on your own,
Casey
and
says I look awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, Greg and I did a
He's
drive
not
this
wrong.
weekend where we got left behind at a stoplight.
oh really?
we just ended up having our own drive, and it was fun. But,
Just the two of you?
yeah. But no
What
one,
drive
everyone
was
else.
this?
That was just something someone put on here, and
Oh,
everyone else
Tyler.
disappeared.
Tyler, give us a status update. What's going on with your McLaren?
We're going to Dallas on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're
taking
doing
it?
that? You're taking.
No,
Wow.
no. The shock situation.
Yeah,
That's what we're
Oh.
talking
we're
about.
going to Dallas on
okay.
Monday.
Good.
Wow.
They'll get it figured out.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You trailering it?
Yeah, Dan's gonna.
Yeah. I'm
grace
gonna help him
Yeah.
out. He's gonna buy me barbecue.
Yep. Barbecue and
and-
fuel. That's cheap.
I was like barbecue, diesel, and
Yeah.
def.
Yeah. Need a couple gallons of that for the 6
yeah.
hour round trip.
You
And
know,
then
Oh, yeah,
to
fill
go
up
pick it
the
up
place.
again.
All right.
Hey, Dan, I never filled up your tank, did I?
You
what?
son of a.
Remember? I couldn't buy you a tank of gas.
Were
I don't
you?
think I ever bought you a tank of gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know,
I'm the
whatever.
gas man.
Yeah, you are.
Fred is the gas man.
It's a write-off. I'll just write it off.
Yep.
Fred likes
You put
spending. Fred likes buying Texas gas because it's a third the price
Oh
of
man,
California.
Right.
it's so cheap. I look at those prices. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. Seriously.
Freddie, you putting stabilizer in your fuel?
Yes.
Because you're not.
Let me show you the brand.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to do that soon for winter storage.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's gonna be interesting. Like, there's gonna be days where it's gonna be warm, and I'm gonna
Drive
want to
it.
go drive.
Drive
Go
it.
drive
Well,
it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like everyone does different things. It's the salt. Like they flood
Yeah.
the roads, of course, with all
If
that
you
shit.
rinse it off when you get back, you're
Stay
fine.
bill. Yep. That's what I got.
Yeah.
What's that stuff? Oh,
360
stable.
protector. There you go.
360. Yep. And you gotta use that little GM little funnel, otherwise it all pours out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys say just drive it
What's that?
over
I
the
mean,
winter?
if it's been salty and shitty and it's like still kind of nasty, I wouldn't drive it. But if it's been a little while, or especially if it's like rained and then
Well,
dried
yeah.
up, then for sure I'm whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I hear is like just put the stable stuff in there and then inflate the tires to 50 or something if you have them on a flat surface.
I mean, just at least put them up to like
The ice
40.
cube soaked up all of my juice and gin here.
Oh no.
What's going on? I think I've got a hole in this. I don't know. Pour
you
some
should all
more.
go to the eat at the shop restaurant
I'll
in
be
Dallas.
right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
I don't know what that is, but we will be in Dallas. So keep in mind we're gonna have a trailer with us, so we gotta have parking.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah, that's always a bitch. That's one of the one of the problems of doing these road trips with the trailer is like, can I park there and will I get stuck? Oh, it's a car storage place with a restaurant.
The shop club is.
That's interesting.
Okay. Check it out.
Hey Deuce, you haven't been on a live stream in a little while.
Oh yeah. Hey man.
What's going on? Oh, we totally got off track. We were supposed to talk about consignments.
I think we covered everything.
Basically, there's no
Yeah.
solution. It's just there's.
I think we just have to roll on our reputation. If people want to use us, great. If they don't, that's great too.
I mean, I guess if we
And we'll
just
just do
present
our thing.
ourselves, if we just present ourselves with as much positive reputation as we can, then that's all we can do, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we compete at the same level, but hopefully with a better reputation. It sucks because like I don't know. I personally get frustrated every time a victim of a dealership consignment deal gone bad reaches out to me and wants my help,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm not the vigilante Dan running around creating YouTube videos about bad dealerships. That's not my job. And to be fair, most of these people that want me to do this don't understand what it takes from them to be involved in something like that. It's a big deal. Like, full credit to Shane back in the day at with the CNC Motors thing. That took giant balls for him to reach out to me and say, "Let's do this." It really
Who is
did.
that?
Shane.
Well,
He's the
I
guy
forget who is that.
he's the one who had me film his story and publish it about CNC Motors. He's the one that first
Oh,
really publicly accused them.
oh yeah, I remember that.
That was a big deal. Like that
Yep.
that took giant nuts
Yeah,
to
it
do
did.
that.
Absolutely.
So kudos to him. Like when he told me, he's like, "I want to do this." I'm like, "Are you sure?" Really? Can you do a bond against yourselves? I mean, all dealerships have a bond.
Yeah. Well, at
But-
least in Texas, right?
I think pretty much any dealership.
The state, whatever state they're in, is going to require it. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but the bonds are stupid. Like it's archaic. It's so small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what is ours like $50,000.
yeah, it's stupid.
It makes no sense.
I mean, maybe the easiest answer is just you do a weekly call with the owner and be like, "Hey, here's your car on video."
I guess maybe. Yeah. I mean,
True.
I mean,
Here's how many
obviously-
times we've shown it. Whatever.
there's things that we would like. Like obviously, if someone's got their car at our facility, we would tell them every time that we're going to drive it or whatever. Hey, we washed your car today. Hey, someone called about your car today or whatever.
Yep.
Keep them in the loop. But hello,
Yeah,
Allison.
Hey, Allison.
They
You
all
know
said
what?
hi.
Honestly,
Just screaming in
Say something?
Josh's ears.
you two are the most honest people I know.
Who, me and Tyler?
Yeah. Thanks, Fred.
You
Thanks,
guys
Fred.
too. You guys are awesome too.
Thank you.
I love you boys. Yeah, but I mean, I would be hard pressed to even believe that you guys would ever drive anyone's car or do anything for the wrong reasons.
Hell no. If someone's, I don't want to touch.
CNC
I don't even like
guy,
driving my
I
own
always
car
never
at
liked
the
him.
dealership.
That Clay guy, I never liked him. Even when I saw him years ago, there's something about that guy that I just didn't like.
I mean, that was when we went there. You, and went there, met him, shook his hand, and everything, talked to him, and
Yeah, but he was a dick. He was arrogant.
he was busy. He was a busy
No,
guy.
he was a dick. I didn't like that guy. His brother was a nice guy, but he was a dick.
His brother was much nicer. Yes,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, and I told him, and they're like, "Oh, you guys interested in any cars?" I said, "Yeah, Dan wants to drive Eleanor," and he's like, and he walks off.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Okay, what if I was serious?"
yeah.
Yeah, there is interest right here.
Hmm.
No, we have a few. We've had a few fairly serious people. One,
Right there.
well, Fred is contemplating it, but then we have another guy who seems fairly interested at the moment.
I love the 458. I love it in every single iteration that you can think of, and that would be epic to own that car.
So are cars going back to real prices? No, I don't think so. I think that ship sailed. Just like houses aren't going back to real prices. No.
Or groceries.
Or groceries. Yeah, really. Are groceries going to go
Right.
back to being affordable? No.
My wife will spend $100, come back with like two things. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Did she go to Whole
Where's,
Foods?
where's all the food?
Get this crap. So tonight, like Meg got stuck trying to get she's running late or whatever, and so I reached out. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be late," and whatever. And I'm like, she's like, "I forgot to defrost the chicken, so we can't make the chicken tonight." I'm like, "Okay, do you want me to order food?" And she's like, "Sure." I go to order food, and Uber Eats is like, there is no drivers available because it's too many people using it at the same time. And then it was like they wanted like a $15 delivery fee. I was like, screw that.
Jeez.
So I went to the grocery store to pick up eggs, bacon, wine, and a chicken, one of those rotisserie chickens. That's it. 4 things. Anyone want to guess what that cost me?
$100.
Well, it
Yeah, with the
depends
wine
what
you're-
kind of wine
yeah.
you got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what wine?
Vinci-
when you went
Vinci
you got
wine.
the pig.
So it should be what,
Tig, yeah.
$18 a
No,
bottle?
Da Vinci's like $12. It used to
Okay,
be like
12.
7, and now it's all
I don't
up
know,
to
probably
12.
50 or
Yeah,
something.
I noticed they went up, but that's such a good wine.
Yeah, so
It is.
45.
$70.
Oh my goodness.
Meg turned me on to that Da Vinci.
Do you know how much the bacon was?
Oh, make your
bacon-
own bacon. Holy cow.
It was $10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta buy the cheap
$10.
bacon, Dan.
bacon is a
buying
commodity.
Crappy bacon. I'm gonna buy good bacon.
So I just experimented. I'd made my own bacon, cured it and everything. 3 pounds for $18 because pork belly's cheap.
That seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Steven
not
just
that bad.
texted me and he said, "Buy that Especiale."
Yeah.
No,
Everybody's gonna
no.
tell you. Nobody's gonna
Who
tell
did,
you, Fred.
Steven?
I don't think you should buy that.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got about $500,000 plus.
Ignore the
putting a
wife.
hole in my pocket.
ignore the wife.
Ignore who?
The wife.
Who?
Jeff says
Oh.
that he brought up the Speciale, but the wife loves the A12. Now,
Oh.
It's
okay.
because
Well,
she
she'll
hasn't
love the
seen it in
Speciale even
person.
more.
Dude.
Yeah.
trust me. Don't get me wrong. I love your A12, but
It's not Speciale.
dude, the Speciale, like literally, if I can, I've driven. Let's say I've driven somewhere around 200 Ferraris at this point. That is my favorite car ever.
Dang.
It's number one. Anyway, just saying that. Who's
Oh
phoning?
gosh, everyone's texting me. I
Oh, that's his.
came on.
Fred's a famous guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fred, you want me to send you wiring instructions?
You
Can
know,
I add to your text, Fred?
Mm.
you know what? That's a good price too.
The
That's a
the
really good
GT40
price.
the GT40 is my favorite car I've ever owned.
Yeah.
I
He
can't
said
afford
it's his favorite Ferrari he's ever driven. Is it better than the F40 though? I think so.
Ooh.
I mean,
The
I would rather own a Speciale than the F40
Yeah.
because the price differential is so astronomical that it's hard to justify. Like, don't get me wrong, the
Dan, it's
driving
not-
experience of the F40 is so unique.
It's not hard to
Like it's-
justify. Remember when you were on my case to buy it when it was 1.5 million? He told me, Josh, he told me, Fred, we're at Newport Beach Ferrari. Buy this car. It's gonna double in price. I'm like, you're full of shit, man. He's like,
Yeah,
no.
guess what it did?
And guess what happened?
Yeah.
More than double.
He called it. He called it.
Yeah, you should have bought that
Well,
car.
so maybe you should listen to him now because the Speciale is going to double in value, I think.
It probably will. All of these special cars will. It's
Yeah.
Pista, Speciale, they all will. And you buy a Scuderia, they're guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, the Scud
Especially
is-
when you don't drive them.
I do. Come on, it's not that bad.
That's why you're a good candidate to own one of these cars is you don't put
Yeah.
hardly any miles on them.
I know, but you know what? Did I tell you guys about Albert, my soon to be nephew-in-law, actually?
Yeah.
So he works for me. I should just put him on the insurance policy and hire him to just drive these cars.
Dude, I'll move there and do that for you. Like, come on.
Dude,
You're
Gabe,
gonna pay
come
someone
down
to drive?
Los Angeles, you're welcome to drive any of one of my cars.
Just
Even
buy
my
me a
Tesla.
plane ticket once a month, and I'll fly
Yeah,
out there.
right.
For a week.
I'll pay for the plane ticket. Just give me 500 miles on each, and we're
Damn
good.
it, Gabe, you undercutting me.
Yeah.
Well, you
Damn it,
guys are
Fred.
all awesome drivers. I trust any one of you.
There are some good roads out there, man.
Yes, there is.
I know, especially the canyon that I live
Yeah.
in.
I
Yeah.
so want to do the canyons in LA. I haven't done that yet.
Cold water.
Oh, it's
I
pretty
gotta
fun.
take
Yeah.
what is it? What's the famous road? Mulholland. I've never
Yeah.
driven Mulholland.
Oh,
You know
shoot,
what?
yeah.
It's not that great.
I don't
It's not
care. I want to drive it.
Yeah,
That's
but they're
still
doing
fun
a
of
lot
doing
of
it.
construction on it right now.
They're always doing construction on every road.
Yeah, but I would do Coldwater, or there's another one over there in Agora Hills. There's another canyon that goes all the way out to PCH. That one's a really nice one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Reload.
Do it,
Fred,
Dan, do
Fred,
it.
Hugh wants to drive the Nissan. Can Hugh drive your
The
Nissan?
NV200 done.
Look, there are all kinds of really awesome cars. Even Nissan makes some really cool cars. The 370Z is really cool. I'd like the GTR. I always mess with the dealership when I go in there. I'm like, how much? Like, oh, at one particular point in time, that there were like $215,000, which was like $70,000 above MSRP. I'm like, come on, you really want me to pay $215,000 for a GTR? Like, it's faster than a Ferrari. I'm like, what Ferrari? What car are you talking about? Oh, any
Yeah.
Ferrari. I'm like, what model? Oh, the latest and greatest. I'm like, it's faster than an F8. Oh, well, it's pretty up there.
Faster than where?
Yeah, they don't even know what the
Yeah.
hell they're talking about.
I bought us something for the shop.
What
Uh-oh.
is it?
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Fred, you could have made him
It's a
one.
pretty good sized model too.
Look at that. Look at that. It's
I
got-
have a Speciale Aperta that Fred sent Cooper. I'll bring it and we can race them.
They probably have
Yeah,
the
the
same.
headlights-
Nice.
And when you go in reverse,
Nice.
You know what? You can F with Mo.
oh, dude, Mo does not like this thing.
Yeah.
My
Actually,
dogs do, they can't
Ash
stand the remote
was
control
having a
cars.
grand old time with it earlier.
I should
Yeah, I
consolidate
figured we
those
need
cars.
some RC cars to drive around. We got such an open space now.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
I've got a Tamiya TTL 003 with an F40 body that is super fast. And it's
You have
nitro.
all those models. You have all those model cars that aren't built.
I know.
Those things are probably worth something now.
They're worth a lot of money. Yeah, you can't buy you can't buy a lot of the Tamiyas and the Testers models anymore. They're not available. And there's only one manufacturer that makes any of the new Ferraris too. You can't, and they're like $150,000. Or no, I'm not 150. $150 for a plastic model, 1/24th scale.
Wow.
That's lame.
Yeah. Well, nobody does scale modeling anymore. It's a
Yeah.
lost art. These kids, they don't care about it.
Fred, I got to show you the model I have. My dad's best friend used to make insane models, F1 cars and race cars. They
Really?
would sell for 10 to 20 grand. He would personally deliver them all over the world. I have a
Wow.
Lotus 49. I got to show you it
Oh, that's awesome.
after.
Did he build it from scratch?
Oh, everything. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Those
They're insane.
they are so talented people that do those things. It's unbelievable. No one does that anymore.
I'll show you after.
It's awesome.
Actually, so we got 11 minutes left.
Dan,
And,
do you happen to have any news that you want to share with us? I mean, just off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's news.
I mean,
but
only if we get some more likes first.
Yeah, come on, like some of this.
Seven.
That
Let's do
It's
it.
like one third of you. Come on, 38.
otherwise no news. I mean,
We need 50.
yeah, at least 50.
Come on.
39.
Actually, do this to all the other videos of ours that you watch.
Go on a like spree. Just go.
Yeah, go nuts on those things. Hit that button.
Make comments on the old videos too.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
No, Mega's not
You know-
perfect. Jesus.
You know, Danny, YouTube is pushing a lot of your older videos really hard.
Well, you know, so the CNC stuff caused a resurgence of. I can always tell when our channel is doing well because I start seeing people commenting on old videos. And so
Yeah.
because of the CNC stuff, I've noticed that a bunch of old videos are getting comments and stuff again.
That's awesome.
So yeah, anyway. So we have a manual converted 430.
Really?
That Dan and I did ourselves.
Yeah,
Josh, do tell.
and we drove it today.
Oh,
We
wow.
did.
Ooh, now that's the info I didn't know.
Yeah,
Very nice. I like where this is going.
yeah. So a few things. One, hooray, that car's done and it works and it's fantastic. And Josh and I have been talking about it, and what we know is inevitably going to happen as soon as those videos go live, because this happens every time we do any videos talking about conversions, is people say, hey, I want to convert my car. And traditionally we've always said we don't do that. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
We
Woo!
are going to actually
That's right.
it's very conditional. So we're not gonna just like, because I've seen what all is involved in doing the conversions and stuff and being involved with all that crap for the last few years. I know how it can go sideways real quick.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you ship us a car to convert and it shows up and there's check engine lights, we're going to take the car and just be like, ship it back. We're not going to touch it. Sorry.
Good. Yeah.
If we start cracking open and there's a bunch of crap wrong with it, we're not going to fix the other stuff. We are not technicians, right? We're not like skilled in that department. So I'm bringing that out there because like people would send absolute raging shit boxes to get converted and then be pissed off when it's not a flawless car, and they'd be like, why didn't you fix all this stuff? It's like, because that's not what you paid me for.
Yeah.
So our pricing we think will be pretty reasonable. We're not going to disclose that, but obviously we'll be using Dr. S kits at this point.
Uh-oh.
Doctor Who?
Dr. S.
Is he,
Yeah.
as Stevens asked one time, is he a real doctor?
I don't know. So we don't
Who is
sell
he
the,
anyway?
we're trying to get it so that we can sell the kits.
We're in the very early stages of working with various people on this and everything.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be more info to come as we piece everything together.
Josh,
But
Will you
we-
do 360s too?
we're all
Yes.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
So
exciting.
360s and 430s.
Yeah, that's
Please.
the only two at this point.
And 430s. And then who knows in the future? Who knows? 599.
But like, here's the thing: is we figure if we do it, there's going to be basically like, here's our formula for doing it, and there's no exceptions to that formula.
Yep.
If you want something else, then we're not the person for you.
That's fair.
Because I don't want to get into like this whole like, oh, what about this and do this and blah blah. And no, then you can take it somewhere else.
Dan, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Right.
Yeah, you could just tell them what's up. I can tell everybody, trust these men.
Yeah, I think we got some 360
Trust
owners
these
in the
men.
chat here.
They
Yeah.
will deliver a beautiful car to you. They'll do a good job.
Well,
Well,
we filmed the whole conversion.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be like 4 or 5 videos that are all going to come out, so you can follow along with us and see how we did it, and all of that stuff. And
So initially,
That's awesome,
Initially,
Josh.
this is how we're doing it. We're only converting our own cars.
Yep.
But like I said, inevitably people are going to ask us, "Hey, can you convert my car?"
And
And
you're not
so-
going to make their car better. You're going to convert their car and be done with it.
We will do a conversion, and that is it.
Yeah. Here's your rear main seal leaking. Get it fixed.
Right. What's that? Oh, your suspension's blown out? Too bad.
Yeah.
Get someone else to do that. Oh, you've got 5 check engine lights? Cool. It's coming back to you with 5 check engine lights.
Is that possible?
You know, I mean,
5 codes. 5 codes. I think is what I meant.
5 codes.
I know.
Yeah, like,
You know,
Like,
every
I-
single
Shit, I
time
thought
I
there was
think of the
only
check
one.
engine light, I think of the pumpkin. Your neighbor, pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, that
That
was
was very
awesome.
clever.
That was Porter. Yeah, he did a good job.
Is he the fellow with the Lexus?
They are pretty terrifying.
Yeah. We converted our red 430
Here.
Spider that's got the stripe on it.
Nice. Look at that. Nice.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Right hand drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That
it's
would've been
mirrored.
badass.
I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good
So you
kit.
had it. You had that for sale, right? And then you'll be selling it again. I wonder what it'll
Well,
add.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah,
pulled
Have you
it
said
on-
yet?
We're gonna redo a video on it and probably take new pictures and relist it.
Yep.
Yep.
That manual just brings that car alive.
It changes it so much.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Dude, the 430 is amazing, but then the 430 as a manual is just like it's just an
I'd be
absolute joy.
super curious to drive a 430 manual.
You need to come
See how
down
much,
and drive.
Josh. Yeah. How much different does it feel than the 360, Josh?
It
The
feels
manuals.
It feels
Manuals.
actually really similar. You know, the difference in the 430 and the 360 F1 is that the 360 is much slower to shift and a little more sluggish.
Yeah.
But when they both have a manual, you really get a better feel for like what the engine is doing. And
Yep.
360 is obviously much slower.
Mm,
What
yeah.
I do like about the 360 though is that you can really like drive it hard, and
Yeah.
you're still not like too crazy. Whereas the 430 can get it can get going pretty quick, pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
I mean,
you
they're both
definitely-
awesome in their own right.
Yep.
You definitely notice that power differential when it's a
Yeah.
manual.
You do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Even as a passenger with Red and Steve's car, it just felt like the flywheel is lighter. Like it revved
Yeah,
up
it
so
revs.
much faster.
It feels like it revs faster. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There's really
but-
no way to explain it. You just have to drive one to see. And once you drive it, anybody that's driven one, Casey, the last one we had, I took Casey out and let him drive it, and he was like, "Holy shit, this
It's
is
funny,
like
'cause
this is amazing."
Honestly, I feel like a 430 as a manual might be one of the best manual cars ever made.
That's a fair assumption. Yeah.
Because I mean the 599 as a manual is horrible. The 575 as a manual is amazing, but the engine is just kind of it's gutless in the low RPMs. You know, it just doesn't have some of the modern stuff. I have driven a manual Scud, and I think it should never be converted. I think the Scud should be an F1. It should be the converting a Scud is stupid.
Then
It
with
doesn't make-
that, wait a minute, didn't somebody convert a Scud to a manual?
They've done like 4 of them, I think now.
Someone converted a Speciale.
Isn't it
To
what
me.
he
Yeah,
did?
they didn't
But that-
convert it. They didn't convert it. They put it.
Oh,
in
swapped it. Sorry, swapped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But-
that's dumb as
yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Like why?
That's stupid.
Seen Through Glass did a video on that, and I thought he articulated it well. Why it just wasn't suited for a manual. It was too high strung.
Well,
You couldn't keep up with it.
they needed extra programming too. That
Yeah,
they
that's the
didn't do.
problem. Gabe's right. You know, it's so fast and it revs so fast that
Yeah.
the manual is just. Why would you do that? Because nobody can shift fast
Yeah.
enough to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess if they
Yeah,
did
so you
taller,
lost-
if they did taller gearing or something on it, a manual might make more sense. But
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, I'm all for converting 430s, 360s, 575s, 599s, all that stuff, but it does not make sense to convert a Scud. It does not make sense to convert a 458.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
The problem with the 599 is that it's just not a good car for a manual. Its flywheel's too light. Its computer programming is not set up for it. It just feels weird. It's not right. Like I just did not like that car as a manual. It's okay. Like don't get me wrong. It's way more fun as a manual than it is as an F1, but it's not a good manual. It's an okay manual, right?
Dan, do you think if you made some modifications, it can actually be better?
The 599?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I mean, why bother?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured that too.
Like, it's just not. I don't know.
Yeah. I know how you feel. I know how you
Is,
feel.
is there a way to know an EAG conversion from factory? Yes, certainly. Looking at the parts,
Yeah, I mean, I think any conversion you like,
you can tell.
like gated, like 360s. I don't think the factory manuals had the gear indicator, the light, the LED
They
on
all do.
They do.
So it doesn't light up. None
That's-
of them after conversion or the factory cars. It doesn't light up.
Oh, okay. But then also
there.
in the engine bay where the F1 pump was, there's like a shield separating just the engine from the F1 actuator and stuff. I don't think the factory manuals have that shield.
I'm not sure.
I was told because someone was looking at my car who had a factory manual and said, "Oh, like it looks like there was space for an F1 pump or an F1 system here, but it's not there." Like he noticed that, so I don't know.
Oh, it's a,
I think
yeah.
there's
that's a
things.
Maybe on the 360. That's a thing.
Okay, if you all want to know who's the richest out of all of us,
Huh?
his name starts with a C.
Casey.
He's not in this video, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention his name, but his name possibly starts with a C, and he's a massive baller, dude. That guy can walk down the street, and you would not have any idea.
Well, we are past the 9:30 mark.
Wrapping it up.
On that note, thanks everyone for coming. We have videos about the conversion coming out Saturday and Sunday, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we'll see you then.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you.